My stomach growled as I pulled open the door to the refrigerator. The fridge hummed quietly as I searched for a snack. It was mostly bare, except for an empty pickle jar. A pickle jar that should not have been there. I'm allergic to pickles. Giving up on my quest for food, I grabbed the cold pickle jar and threw it in the trash. Where did it come from? And why was the jar empty? I chose to forget about it and watch some TV before bed. I could worry about food in the morning after watching an episode of Rick and Morty. I decided to head to bed. As I walked down the hallway to my bedroom, I began to hear a distant voice echoing from somewhere in my house. I paused, listening carefully. Was it coming from the garage? It slowly grew louder and louder, as if the source of the voice was drawing nearer. But the words became less comprehensible. It was as if the voice was moving closer and further at the same time. I stood there frozen with fear. I had to move. I forced myself to run down the hallway, the voice following right behind me. I recognized the words being spoken, but couldn't understand their meaning. Was the voice singing? I finally reached the door to my bedroom. I desperately grabbed the doorknob, but it was locked. I paused, listening. Silence. I risked a glance over my shoulder. Nothing. The hallway was clear. I tried the door once more. To my surprise, it opened. I rushed into the dark room and slammed the door behind me, releasing a sigh of relief. I turned around and found myself face to face with a shadowy man. His lifeless eyes stared into my soul. His decaying skin smelled of pickles. I stood motionless, stricken with terror. After what felt like an eternity, he spoke.
You gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
The words he spoke would haunt me for the rest of my life. He slowly raised a bizarre-looking gun, his voice growing louder. Once the gun was pointed at me, he pulled the trigger. My reality faded to nothing. I later awoke in total darkness to a vaguely familiar sound humming all around me. It was the hum of my refrigerator. Suddenly, a light flicked on, and the man's face peered down at me. He was giant now. I frantically looked around, only to find that I was now tiny and trapped inside of a pickle jar.
Oh yeah, you gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here. It's time to get swifty. Uh-oh, you gotta get swifty.